Hello and welcome to Master Mathematics. My name is Mr. A, and in this video we are going to tackle absolute value and multiplication. So pretty straightforward with what you have to do in these types of equations. We're going to look at number one just for an example. So if you think back to PEMDAS, right? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. The P in that stands for parentheses. But if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I don't like to use PEMDAS, I like GEMDAS instead. And I changed the P to a G because the G in this case refers to a grouping sign, right? Because it's not just parentheses that you do first, it's any grouping sign that you do first. And absolute value, like we have here, in number one, it says 9 times the absolute value of 24. You have to do the grouping sign first. So what that means is that we are going to, obviously, we've located the number in the grouping sign, in this case, the absolute value bars. So we're going to just come down here and we're going to complete this problem. So we're going to do the grouping first. So the absolute value of 24 is 24. And then we are going to bring down the rest of the problem. 9 times 24. Okay, and 9 times 24. And I'm not going to write out all the steps here because the focus of the video is absolute value and multiplication, but you can work on your multiplication. So I like to do this though. I like to think in terms of tens. So I go 9 times 20 in my head and I say that's 180. And then 9 times 4 is 36. So 180 plus 36, that would leave me with 216. Okay, number two, we have the absolute value of 8 times negative 6. The absolute value of 8 is 8. And now we're going to bring down the rest of our problem times negative 6. We have here a negative times a positive. Our answer is going to be negative. And then 8 times negative 6 is going to equal negative 48. Sweet. Number three, again, doing that grouping sign first. So what I want you to do right now, pause the video, complete this problem, unpause it, and continue when you are done. Great. So the absolute value of negative 4 is 4. Did our grouping sign first. Bring down the rest of the equation. Times 17. And we get our answer as 68. Ooh, there you go. All right, and now our last one, number 4 here. We have two numbers in absolute value. So two groups that we have to do before we actually do the multiplication. Our first one, we have the absolute value of negative 16, which is 16. And we're going to multiply 16 by the absolute value of negative 12, which is 12. Okay, 16 times 12. This one's a bit tricky, all right? It's a bit tricky, but what did you get? What did you get? Again, I'm going to use the same formula I did in number one. I'm going to do 16 times 10 first, and that gives me 160. And then I'm going to go 16 times 2, which is 32. I'm going to add 160 and 32, and I get 192. Thank you so much for being here on this video for absolute value and multiplication. Hopefully you learned a little more too. I threw in a couple things there about PEMDAS, or your order of operations, and also talked you through some mental math strategies because that's how I solve numbers 1 and 4. Once again, my name is Mr. A. This channel is called Master Mathematics. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and consider joining our Patreon. Link is in the description. You get access to exclusive videos, worksheets, and other activities to help you sharpen your math skills.